Hey everyone, how's it going? Welcome back to the Rideshare Hub. My name is Dylan. Thank you so much for coming by. In today's video, we are discussing a very important topic. Well, is it worth it to drive for Uber in 2022? Can you still make money? How much money can you make right now? And should you go and quit your job and start driving for Uber? We're gonna answer all these questions, and I love driving for Uber, so I am a little biased, but I wanna take this video from a very neutral standpoint and really address the situation and common problems and questions that a lot of people find themselves asking. So today's video, we're asking, is it worth it to drive for Uber in 2022? I do want to ask you to click the thumbs up button, and I did want to thank our sponsor. Our sponsor is Solo, which is the business app for gig workers. And one of the really cool things that they do is that they're actually providing drivers with guaranteed pay. So when you sign up with Solo as a gig worker, they're gonna guarantee that you earn a certain number of dollars in that hour. And when you sign up with our link below, they have a completely free version of the app. They're gonna send you 15 bucks just for linking your account. So you sign up, link your gig account, it takes 30 seconds, type in your Venmo or your PayPal, and they're gonna send you $15. And one of the really cool things is that based on their data, the average driver who uses Solo takes home $5,000 more per year. There's no risk, it's a tax deduction, and you can cancel at any time. So Harry from the Rideshare Guy is an investor and advisor in the company. They're super legit. They just got $5 million in funding, featured on Bloomberg, GeekWire, Fast Company. So check out Solo with our link in the description box. You can check out their income guarantee, and let's get started. So this is the article that we're looking at today. Is driving for Uber worth it in 2022? Are you thinking about working as an Uber driver? Uber has become blah, 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 blah. Okay, you wanna make money. Do you think it's a good way to make money? That's what we're talking about. You didn't come here for any other reason except to hear me talk and ramble about driving for Uber. I've been a Uber driver for like 4 years now, 5 years now. I got the Uber stickers, so you know I'm legit. And yeah, got them upside down here. But is it worth it to drive for Uber right now? Well, firstly, let's talk about it from an enjoyment perspective. I think driving for Uber is one of the most enjoyable jobs you could ever have. You're gonna meet tons of people. It's a great excuse to meet a lot of people. If you're an introvert, it's a great way to grow as a person, grow your conversation skills. It's also just a great way to kind of learn more about other people's lives, I've found. You know, you have an excuse to talk to people for 20 minutes, 30 minutes. Safety. Let's talk about safety really quick. I would not suggest driving at night if safety is a question for you. 100% don't drive at night. I would prefer driving in the mornings. Try out driving in the mornings. You're gonna make a lot more money anyway and have just a more enjoyable experience if you're driving during the daytime. And I would recommend starting to drive early hours in the morning so you can take advantage of like airport rides. Okay, now we got those two things out of the way, what about the money? How much do Uber drivers make? Well, this article says 8 to 10 bucks an hour, some says 11 to 15. Now, in my opinion, this article is correct in some ways, then it's also incorrect. Firstly, when you drive for Uber, you can make 30 to 40, sometimes 50 bucks per hour, but you have to look at this as a business. And when it comes in, you're running this business. So you have, you know, you're not just signing up for a job, like a normal job. This is like, you're earning revenue, and then you have costs or expenses, and then you have profit. Your revenue is what you get paid in the app. And Uber and Lyft love to just throw this dollar amount out, and that's how much you're, you know, quote unquote making. And it is true, you are making that amount. But all your costs is where you need to figure out whether or not it's worth it. And that's gonna come down to what car you're driving, if you even own a car, if you're gonna have to rent a car. You need to really just sit down and calculate how much does it cost to operate your vehicle. What kind of car are you driving? How much do you need to spend in maintenance? How much is your car payment? How much is your car going to depreciate in value and go down in value? The more you drive, the more your car is going to go down in value. And that is an expense. So if you're driving, let's say, you buy a $30,000 car to drive for Uber, and in the first year, your car goes down in value to $20,000 or $15,000, because a lot of people, drive for Uber, put on a lot of miles in their car. If your car, went from a $30,000 valuation down to $15,000 valuation, that's a $15,000 loss that a lot of drivers, or a $15,000 expense that a lot of drivers don't even account for. They didn't even realize their car just dropped in value significantly. Now, the reason that is important is because you're not going to notice that cost right away. You're only going to notice that cost later on, when you need to go sell your car or get a new car. That money, that loan needs to be paid eventually. You can't just pay these, people do pay loans forever, but not only depreciation, which is probably the biggest expense you're gonna have, gas is probably, I would say gas is probably the third biggest expense you have. The second biggest expense is maintenance in your car. So depreciation, maintenance, and then gas. And people think gas is the only expense. Gas is the least of your worries. How much does it cost when your starter goes out? When your alternator goes out? When you, the more you drive, the more oil changes you need to have, the more tires you need to replace, the more times you need to replace brakes. And the more times, you need to change valves, random little things, idle pulleys, whatever. When you own a car and you're driving a lot, all of a sudden, these maintenance costs that you typically pay over a 5-year period, because the average person drives 10 to 15,000 miles a year. And if you're driving for Uber, you're driving 75,000 miles a year. The average maintenance cost that a typical car owner has over the course of 5 years, you're now paying all that in 1 year, right? So this could potentially add up to thousands and thousands of dollars in a single year. So I know it sounds like a lot, but I want to get this in your head, because this is the reason why a lot of drivers go out and drive Uber for a year, and then at the end of the year they realize, dang, I really didn't make hardly any money, because you probably were spending a lot of money and then they end up quitting. So I wanted to just take this as a standpoint to let you know before you start that these are some things you should really consider. Now, like I said before, it is really easy to make 30, 40, 50 bucks an hour as your revenue, and then you subtract your expenses and then you're left with your profit. Many drivers don't see any profit. They are actually negative, meaning they're losing money driving. They're going out and operating their vehicle, a very expensive asset that they own, and they're losing money. But, if you need to pay your rent, should you go out and drive for Uber, or should you go out and get a payday loan? Payday loans are very expensive. They have very high interest rate. A lot of people would rather drive for Uber and put that cost on their car. They're basically, a lot of people, what you're doing essentially is trading the value of your car, and you're pulling the cash out of it so you can use it now. And then you're gonna have to, pay for your car maintenance later. There are other smart ways to make money with it. Obviously with Solo's pay guarantee, if you go out and you wanna drive during these shifts that they give you, you can earn that set dollar amount, which could be very helpful. And with the whole taxes and mileage, like I was speaking with earlier, they actually automate this. So they're gonna tell you how much you're gonna be projected to owe in taxes. They're also going to automate your mileage tracking for taxes. And so Solo could be a very great business app for you to help you make sure you're tracking your expenses and seeing how much your profit actually is. So anyways, guys, I'm gonna end the video there. But yeah, if you sign up with Solo with our link, they will send you $15 just for signing up and linking your account. But I want to hear from you. Do you think it's worth it to drive for Uber in 2022? Thanks for watching, guys, and I'll talk to you soon. Bye now.